Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining us again for our wealth series. My name is Patrice Malloy. I'm the founder of Malloy Management Group. We are a boutique financial advisory and consulting firm that empowers you to make, master, and multiply your money so you can create millions at hyper speed and build an unapologetic and unshakable financial legacy. I'm here with my good girlfriend and wealth advisor, Miss Carla Ukman, and I would love for her to introduce herself to you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Carly Ukman. I'm founder and wealth planner of Artemis Wealth Management, and I am not your father's advisor. And what does that mean? That means that I work with women and historically excluded communities where I create a safe space so that they can build wealth their own way. And I do that by providing financial planning and investment services, as well as other planning services. And I truly believe that if we concentrate on the education of finances, then we can change generations to come. So I'm so excited that we're
Yes.
here today in our 7-part series.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing that. And so I love that you shared what it is that you do and how you empower those communities. I also work with those communities, and that's how Carla and I kind of met and connected. And I do that by supporting you with accounting services, fractional CFO services, tax planning, tax prep, etc. We are going to be talking about our wealth tools and how to build wealth by leveraging some of these tools. So, Carla, we kind of had a conversation earlier, and some of the things that we talked about, especially as it's tax season, as of the recording of this video, that people may not know about and have not probably used, but could definitely benefit from is charitable gifting and charitable contributions, right? So, can you tell us a little bit from your perspective about the charitable gifting types of strategies that some of these ladies and gentlemen, if you will, can use this season to build their wealth?
Yeah, thank you. Charitable gifting is super dear to my heart. I am actually on a board here in St. Louis. It's called the Charitable Gifting Planners, and it helps really facilitate with nonprofits how to create this gifting environment to not only individuals but also to the nonprofits. And I'm the only advisor on this board. It's a nationwide community, and why it's so important is not only are we leveraging our assets tax wise, but we're also gifting in a lot of times, a better strategy to these nonprofits and to these charities, because just writing a check isn't always the best way for not only yourself but also the nonprofit and the charity. So a couple things. One thing that I did want to talk about is real quick. Did you know that most charitable gifting comes from individuals, not corporations? So a lot of people think that the corporations are the ones that are giving a lot of money. It's actually the individuals. In a statistic in 2021 showed that 76% of charitable gifting to in the United States was actually from individuals. And it was about $326 billion that was given. So if you think that you can't make an impact as an individual, you're actually part of the reason that a lot of these charities and nonprofits are existing, because it is coming from the individual side. One of the things that a lot of people forget that they can contribute to these charities, it's called a donor advised fund. And what that means is it's a type of fund, and it can have pretty much anything inside of it. And what that means is you could put stock into it and it flows to the charity. You can put cash, you can put mutual funds, real estate, property, meaning like art pieces or classic cars. Not your car that you're trying to sell, but something that has a lot of investment asset accumulation. You also have other things like your business stock. like your employer stock qualified plan can also go into this. So those are just a couple things that you can do with some of your assets. Also, one thing that a lot of people don't think about is your stock. Maybe it hadn't performed as well, but you're still getting taxed on it. You can also gift a portion of that to these charities. There are a lot of other different tools, and we don't want to go in too far into it because then this live will be like 30 minutes long. But
Yeah.
those are a couple things that you could do.
Thank you for sharing that. So that's incredible. And one thing too that I think people are not aware of is that you can gift cash, I should say, to family members, to loved ones. And for 2023, that limit is $17,000 before there's tax on it. So that's definitely something else that you can do to reduce that taxable income and to still support someone in your family or help them kind of kickstart their wealth building journey as well. That's definitely something that's very important to do. And one other thing I'll mention too, you mentioned the donor advised funds, which I think is very incredible and important. I think something else that people may not know about is called an FLP, which is a family limited partnership. And when you set something like that up, you also have the ability to set up a 501c3, corporation of your own, and then gift to your own corporation, and leverage that money to create impact in the community and build wealth in other ways. So I think that there are a lot of different strategies that can be leveraged that people may not be aware of. That is very lucrative. It's definitely very impactful, and I think it's something that people should be putting into their planning strategies as we move into 2024 and beyond. So thank you for sharing that with us, Carla. Do
Yeah.
we want to talk about any other kind of tools really quickly? I know charitable gifting and contributions is definitely kind of high at the list, especially now that we are coming up on tax season. Is there anything else really quickly we want to give them before we kind of cut on out of here?
One thing, yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking this is also something that we should talk about is when you're taking your required minimum distributions from IRAs, you can actually gift those required distributions. So, for example, if you have an IRA and the IRS says, "Hey," the government says, "Hey, you need to start taking money out of that because you've been able to grow that tax deferred, and you put money in before you were taxed, and they want their money." Well, a lot of times, a lot
Mhm.
of times you know you don't need that income because remember it's income, it's taxed as income, and a way to reduce that is you could take that RMD and gift it to a charitable or a charity that you like or a nonprofit, and it helps not only that nonprofit because remember it's not writing a check, you're not actually taking that money and in possession, you're taking those RMDs and moving them over to the charity so that you're not incurring that income and you're also not paying taxes on that. So that's something that if you have to take RMDs, required minimum distributions this year, that is something you absolutely need to talk to us about because you could take a portion of it. It doesn't have to be the full amount. You could take a certain portion of it to help reduce your tax exposure.
That's such a great point. And then even to take it a step further, if we are, of age where you're in retirement and you might potentially be on Social Security, having that RMD come out could potentially impact your ability to keep those Social Security payments. So it is very important, like you said, to speak to somebody who can assist you and support you in that and help you, uh, identify if that is going to be or trigger a taxable event outside of just the required minimum distribution. So thank you for sharing that, Carla. I think we've gotten the people what they want and what they need. Do we have
Yeah.
anything else that's like important or any summation that we want to share with them or anything that we want to close this conversation out with for the people outside of obviously giving them the contact information to get in contact?
Well, I just want to make sure that people understand that you don't need to be a millionaires to, have this charitable gifting strategy in place. And we see a lot of people that have all different levels of income. So before you just assume that you can't make a difference in a different way to these charities and to your portfolio and for your tax exposure, speak to us because we'll tell you what the best way is. So don't assume that these strategies wouldn't work for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I think that's fantastic. Now, how do
Yeah,
we reach you, Carla? How do we
you
contact
can
you when we're ready?
slide into my DMs on Facebook, LinkedIn. You can also visit my website at artemiswealth.net and you can click the booking link there. On both of my social media profiles, you can click the booking link and schedule a free consultation and we can chat. So, yeah, that's how you can get a hold of me. How can they get a hold of you?
Yes. So, similar to you, you can reach me on LinkedIn. You can reach me on Facebook at Patrice J. Malloy. And you can also book a call using my link on those pages. I am also available via my website at malloygroupinc.com. That's malloygroupinc.com. So, I'm looking forward to these conversations that are going to be coming up, especially as we have entered into this new year. And this is going to be obviously not to get political, but there's going to be a change in administration in 2025. So tax laws are probably going to change. Things are going to fluctuate. So this would be the time to really get involved in strategic tax planning because there's going to be a shift in 2025 and beyond. So just a little FYI there. Pro tip. So yes.
Okay. Well, this was great. And yeah, just
Yes.
let us know if you all have any questions. And I try to say this also, don't feel bad if you reach out to one of us and it's like, oh, you actually should have reached out to the other person. We'll get you set up with the correct person for
Mhm.
what you need.
Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
thank you, Carla. As always, it's been a great conversation. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.